That's
Feudal.
all. All right. This side, please. Question.
Hi. This question is for Ms. Ryan. I was always really interested in the women of Star Trek, and I really liked how in TNG and DS9 you saw a lot of the women getting along and hanging out, but what was interesting to me about the addition of your character in Voyager is that you had a lot of conflict with B'Elanna Torres, who was another favorite of mine, and I was wondering if you wouldn't mind just sharing your thoughts on Seven of Nine's relationship with her and the tension that seemed to go on there, and also your experiences working with Roxanne Dawson.
Roxanne's great. She was lovely. You know, her character was half Klingon. So that's a race already who's a little bit belligerent. And then there's Seven, who is not, you know, exactly an expert on social mores. So, of course, I think it makes perfect sense that they would butt heads, because Seven wouldn't even know how annoying she's being to B'Elanna. And because of her Borg knowledge from the collective, she was thrown into engineering situations a lot, which probably stepped on B'Elanna's toes as the chief engineer. So, but she was great. She was lovely.
Thank you. This side, please.
Yes, hi.
Hi.
My daughter and I are catching up on the series, and I'm taking her through it, starting with episode 1 and going all the way through. And a question that I realized I didn't think about before: Jeri, are you singing when you sing? Is that actually you, or is that voiceover?
No, that was actually me.
It's quite lovely.
Oh, you're
It's quite lovely.
Jeri's really critical of her singing.
Oh God,
she doesn't like to hear
I
her
can't
voice,
hear it.
even though
I am the last one who would be calling and going, "Oh, I think Seven should sing." Every time those strips came through, I was like, "Fuck."
I think it was Bob.
Hello, Bob Picardo here. I think Jeri Ryan should sing. Hello, it's Bob Picardo again. Jeri Ryan should sing. Sorry. Sounds like you'd be a great agent.
Yeah, he should be an agent. My gosh, good call.
Yeah.
Question from this side. Thank you.
Hi. So my dad, my family, and I all just really bonded watching Voyager as it was currently airing. And it wasn't something we thought about at the time, but rewatching since it's all been put on Netflix, do you guys have any like personal thoughts on your character's future? Because we don't get to see a lot of you guys on Earth and what goes on.
You know, I've had a lot of people ask me that, and if I regretted that we didn't get to see Seven get home and what happened afterward. And I really don't regret that at all. I don't think I would have wanted to see that. I don't want to just see Seven go back to Earth and kind of just live there and marry Chakotay. I think all of the really fascinating parts of her arc and development, I feel like I got to play. And so I love that she and Chakotay fell in love and that they got to have a future together, and that's great. I assume they probably didn't have kids because she had so much Borg crap going on inside. I'm pretty sure that probably wasn't going to happen.
But they could adopt.
I want her to be a mom. Let's just say that on record. But no, I don't think too much about what would have happened afterward. I don't think that would have been as interesting to see as her, just the arc that she had already made for me.
I think out of protest for not being promoted, Ensign Kim actually quits Starfleet, opens up a bar called Admiral Harry's Bar. Just saying. Yeah. I just wanted to say that sometimes people ask, they'll say, if you were to write an episode or whatever of Voyager, what would it be? And I say, okay. It starts from when Ensign Kim gets sucked out of the, Ensign Kim #1 gets sucked out of the airlock, right? Do you remember this scene? No. Okay, so Torres is with me. I die.
Sucked out of an airlock.
I die. Do you remember this? Well, you know what? It's so quick. It's funny.
What are we even talking about?
Deadlock, right? We're against the Vidians. The ship is phase shifting, and
Wow, was I in this? What season is? All right. Anyway, go on.
okay. So anyway,
She was off that day.
B'Elanna is holding on to me, and I'm like, I let go, and I'm sucked out, and I'm dead, right? But Ensign Kim #2 comes and saves the day, duplicate Kim. But the funny thing is, when Kim gets sucked out of the airlock, Torres is like, Harry! And she goes, Torres the captain, Harry's dead! And Janeway goes like this,
What about deck 6?
like she's like, doesn't even care that I'm dead, you know? Poor Harry, hashtag. Okay. So here's my thing. I think my perfect episode is as Kim number 1 is going in space. There's a cloaked Borg cube nearby, watching the whole action, going, well, they are throwing away their officers out through the airlock. Okay, so they beam me aboard the Borg cube, right? And so I'm going and I look around and see all the Borg. I go, oh, beep, and then they actually Borg cube me, and I become Borg. Now, so Ensign Kim number 1.
Plot hole.
What's the plot hole?
If they saw the humans booting you off the ship, they wouldn't have assimilated you.
No, wait a minute. Whoa!
Of assimilation.
Ow!
I mean,
No.
we're bored, not bored.
Oh my God, I'm setting myself up for this, aren't I? This is crazy. Oh my
When
God.
will it be about me?
We are. Okay, I'm assuming that they know that this is Ensign Kim and they've been tracking us the whole
I'm
time.
pretty sure.
Okay, fine. I become. Check it
You
out.
lost me when you said the Borg sucked you. What happened? I woke up. Well,
Family show.
May I finish my
out of
story
the
now,
ship.
kids?
Out of the
please,
ship, people.
Please, go on.
So, Ensign Kim becomes Borgified. Taken to the Borg Queen.
Borgified.
Borg Queen says, now, Harry, since you know all the inner workings of Voyager, you're one of the young officers, and now I'm going to use you as my secret weapon to get 7 of 9 back. So, she sends Borg Kim in a Borg sphere with like a Borg SEAL team. Like, so, Borg SEAL team, led by Borg Kim, gets on the ship. We infiltrate Voyager, and then Borg Kim is like, walking down the hallway. Paris comes up, bam, knocks, he like this, and he just boom, knocks Paris against the wall. Chakotay comes up, I go bam, knock him out of the way, and then so every other crew member just gets the crap beaten out of them by Borg Kim. Okay, now you're cowering in the corner, going, oh no, oh no. And so I'm coming up, right?
Sounds right.
Right. I'm about to get you. Yeah. And as I'm about to get you, Duplicate Harry comes around the corner and pulls some MacGyver-like technique, something MacGyver-like, and deactivates Borg Kim. And that's when 7 looks at Duplicate Harry and goes, Harry, I love you now.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why the writers said, yeah, okay, whenever he made a suggestion. Alrighty then. Thanks for playing.
Would you mind telling us what you would call it?
We'll have Borg caucus on that. It'll get back to you.
Sorry, hi.
Garrett, would you mind telling us what the episode would be called?
Yes. What will it be called?
Borg Team 6.
Hashtag for Harry.
Or 7 loves Harry finally.
Oh, God. 7 would have broken you in half.
But Harry is.
Harry, God bless him. There's no way.
Stop that.
She would have snapped him in two.
No. There's a reason why the Chinese people are the most populous people on the planet now. Come on. Seriously. We know the secret butterfly technique that no white people know. I'm just messing with you. Next question, please.
Thank you. Jeri, how often
Yes, hi.
in your performance did you keep in your mind way in the back the feeling of a little girl having been abducted?
Oh, that's a good
Oh,
question.
well, a lot.
Monica
I mean, because
Hansen.
that is her origin
Thank you.
story. That's how she became a Borg. So yeah, that was of course brought into it. And I sort of a side note. I heard from so many, because this was back in the days of actual fan mail when the show was on. Because social media didn't exist then.
Before Anthrax.
Yes, well,
You
that
didn't
too.
get your
And I got so many letters from people saying that they had some sort of horrible childhood trauma like that, abduction or abuse or whatever it was, and that 7 helped them through it by watching her come to terms with it and come to terms with her individuality again and relearn how to be a part of society. And I loved that. I loved hearing from people like that. But anyway, yes, that was of course always the subtext in, especially the earlier episodes of 7.
it's wonderful how not only have you gotten that, but I'm sure you've also gotten fans coming up saying how it's helped Star Trek has helped their life, how they've been in a bad place. You know, I had one gentleman come up and he said, "Listen, I'm getting this autograph from my wife. She can't be here. She's at work." I go, "Oh, what does she do?" She's a criminal psychologist for the New Zealand Federal Penitentiary. What she did was she would counsel all these inmates about their issues in life, what made them go down the wrong path, and then she would find the corresponding Star Trek episode that dealt with that issue, and have them watch it as therapy. So you can't say that about ER or Friends. You know what I'm saying? So,
also, ethics very big.
Big time.
And
yes.
So a lot of professors use in ethics class.
Of course.
Yeah.
Which really, I mean, if you look at it that way,
Relations, etc.
Trek is the best television. If that's, you know, if you look at it from that angle.
Another group that I hear a lot from are people with on the autism spectrum.
Yeah.
People with Asperger's, people with autism. And they have all very much related to Seven, which I like as well.
Yes, you do. Next question, please.
Okay. Well, after that one, this one's kind of superficial, but everyone.
Well, you know what? It's been fun.
It's like,
Deep panel, man.
so we all know and love the suit, Jeri. I think everybody does. Does everybody love the suit? But at some point, they let you start kind of branching out in other outfits. So I was just wondering, out of your other outfits, what was your favorite?
Which other outfits are we talking about? Are we talking about the other colors of the cat suit, or are we talking about?
You got some like gowns and like things.
Oh, like holodeck kind of outfits.
Yeah.
Yeah, the French Resistance fighter was awesome. That was so much fun. Do you guys remember that episode? Two-parter? With the Hirogen. Remember the Hirogen in their first episode were giants? Do you guys remember this?
Yeah.
It was supposed to be a race of giants.
They got shorter and shorter.
And in the first episode, they cast these gigantic wrestler guys to be the Hirogen. Sorry, this is completely off track from the question. But so, that was the Seven in Bondage episode. The guys had to like tie me up. These poor men, oh my God. And one of his name was Tiny.
Tiny, yeah.
Monster.
7'8", maybe.
Humongous.
Huge.
And wearing, I swear to God, that suit was ½ of latex. And his entire head, neck, face, body, gloves, everything covered. And this poor man was just drenched in sweat. Understandably, because it's a long day. And it's too time-consuming for them to take these poor guys out of these outfits for a break on set. And so there's a scene where I'm all tied up, like leather straps on the floor, and he has to pick me up, and his hand is like from elbow to waist. He's got this big, and when he let go, it was just wet, and he felt so. He was like, "I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry." I felt so bad for them.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's a side note. And then in this episode with the Hirogen, they were like normal-sized people all of a sudden. It was much easier to deal with. But anyway, yes, I loved the outfits I got to wear in that. That was a lot of fun. And Robert Blackman, who was the costume designer for the show, is a genius. This man is a genius. And costumes that look so simple are truly feats of engineering, particularly that cat suit on 7 and 9 and the corset that went under it and the whole construction of this garment. But yeah, he made some amazing. He and Esther, who's the seamstress who sewed everything I ever wore on that show, they are unbelievable. The talent, it's just incredible. And so yeah, I got some really cool stuff.
So you just gave someone costume ideas for next year's DragonCon.
There you go.
7 in Bondage. Have you seen what's out there? I mean...
Yeah, but they'd have to hop. It wouldn't be so comfortable.
Have you seen what's out there? Some serious stuff going on.
Yes. Next question.
Hi, I was just wondering, you had mentioned earlier that you didn't really want to see Seven as a mother figure, but when you were doing some of the later episodes, you were working with the Borg children that you had helped, and I was just wondering if you had any stories or interesting comments about working with those young actors.
Well, it was great, because I am a mother, and my son was very young when I started on Voyager. I think he was 2.5 when I got cast, 3, something like that. So playing with kids, young actors, all of the Borg kids, and also Naomi Wildman, Scarlett Palmer's. That was really a hard line for me, too, to make, to not let my own personality come out too much with Seven, because once you're a mother, you are everybody's mother. And so if I'm around a kid, I'm like, oh my God, it's a kid. And so it was really hard to pull back from that and not be overly maternal with the kids. But yeah, that's about as maternal as you're going to see Seven get. So I don't think she should really breed.
Thank you. Over here, do we have another one? No? Okay, we'll stay on that side.
Hi.
Hello. Okay, I just made my husband watch Voyager the past several months. Didn't take us years.
7 years worth in the past
Yes.
several months.
It did take us several months. But we have kind of a small debate, and it's about, the Borg. I just want to be able to go back and say, this is what Jeri Ryan thinks. Because when you first came on the show and he goes, ooh, 7. And I went, yeah, that's 7. He's like, yay. Then he said, well, she looks really good, but for a Borg, aren't breasts unnecessary? Wouldn't they just get rid of that? And I said, no.
They didn't hack off random body parts because you're not really going to put other appendages sticking out like that.
Right. Well, he's like, they have
The
a
Borg Queen
purpose
had
for
boobs
human.
too, I would like to remind you.
Yeah.
Female drones had boobs.
Right. I said, well, my point is, it's a non-issue whether you have them or not as a Borg.
Well, whatever species you were assimilated as
Right.
you were, and then they might
Exactly.
hack off a hand to put a saw or a drill or whatever the little gun thing they got is. But yeah, they're not like completely hacking everybody up and changing their shape. It's just you're assimilated and you get your technology where they need to put it. And
Plus, it's good for the ratings.
Exactly. Well, he was very happy.
It was really, really good for the ratings.
Breasts are good.
Yeah.
Breast good for ratings.
yay boobs!
Yay boobs. Hashtag yay boobs. Next, please.
Poor Harry.
Hey, you guys, just want to say love you. Thank you so much for all the memories.
Oh, thank you.
Jonathan, did you ever realize when you were doing the part of Hugh what you would open up? I mean, really what you started, like Voyager and all that. Hugh started all of that, and did you realize the impact you would have?
I had a sense about it only because I had.
All your fault.
Yeah. I actually screen tested for Wesley, for the role of Wesley, and it was between between 3 of us, and I had forgotten. Yeah, I'm sharing for the first time. So I almost got Wesley, and I was living in New York at the time, and then I moved to LA, and I was doing a bunch of TV, and I had gone to the audition, and I had gotten a sense from reading the script how incredibly special it was. And so I had an internal sense that it would have an impact. And I remember the day I got outfitted for the first time and driven by a golf cart to the producers who couldn't bother to come see me, in my 5,000 pounds of rubber for approval. And I remember driving on the golf cart through the lot, the Paramount lot, and all the crews from all the other shows coming out going, the Borg are back, yeah! And I was like, what's going on? They're like, the Borg are really popular. I'm like, wow, I had no idea, because, I had been watching Next Gen, because I was a bitter actor who didn't get the first part. So I hadn't been caught up at all. And that's when it sort of started to dawn on me. And Michael Westmore, the makeup artist, said, yeah, kid, you really have to go and do some conventions and stuff. And I started doing the cons, and I really began to get a sense of the power of the myth of what the Borg are. So, I didn't start it, the writer started it.
So when Will got the role, did you have a snide comment for him, like your ship looks like?
I didn't know him.
Oh,
he wasn't my friend, so I didn't get to tell him.
You didn't get to
anything.
say that. Okay, cool, got it.
But we were friends, so I got to be mean to you.
I know.
And it looked like
Friends are for.
he was like, so what do you think of the show, Jonathan? That's pretty great, huh? I mean, the show's great, right? What are you thinking of it? It's great. And I say, is it great? Your ship looks like a spoon. And he was like, what? It looks like a spoon. That's all I could say. But the show was great. And then I did your show. I played that monkey thing.
You played a monkey thing?
Yeah,
He was like a little
Phantom.
creature that lived in the dark.
What episode was that?
He was really cute.
Oh my gosh. Well, I must have been stuck on the ship as usual, so.
You weren't in my scene.
I wasn't
so-
anything.
No.
Yeah. That whole thing when you were doing the World War II, you got to wear something other than, you know, that beautiful gown. Poor Harry with the Starfleet uniform
on the
stuck.
ship?
I was
That
stuck on the
whole
ship.
episode?
I'm the one maintaining all the holodecks, so all of you guys could get shot and regenerate. You know, it was horrible.